Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Juan the Yarn Addict, and this is session number 48 of Whipping It with Juan. If you're new here, hi, hello, and welcome. I'm super happy that you found me. If you're not new here and you're returning, welcome back. I'm super grateful and thankful you have returned. Whipping It with Juan is a session where I sit here, I work on my whips while I talk to you guys about everything that comes to my mind. So if that is of interest to you, please sit back, enjoy the show. Don't forget to hit that like button, consider subscribing to my channel, and then of course leave a comment or two. I would definitely appreciate the support. So what is on the hook? Well, I have nothing on the hook right now for this particular session because I am going to be designing and creating on the fly. So I have this yarn here from Big Twist and I'm super inspired by it. It is Juniper Shrub. It's beautiful, beautiful yarn here. It's so nice that I brought two of them. It's twice as nice. So I am going to create a beanie on the fly. I have my pad and I have my pen, so I'm going to take notes as I go because I have no idea where this is going to take me. So I'm going to talk to you guys about all the things while I create. So hopefully this goes without a hitch. But we don't know. This is going to be quite the adventure. I'm very excited about it. And before I even begin, I do have to tell you guys, this blanket that I am sitting on right now is probably one of the most admirable pieces of art that I have in the squirrel's nest right now. So this blanket here was put together by me. However, these squares came to me from all the members of my channel. So a while ago, and by a while ago, I think about 6 months ago, if I'm not mistaken, I reached out to my members and said, hey, would you guys send me a square? I would really like to put something together to have you guys in the squirrel's nest with me while I go live, while I do my videos and things. And so they were very happy about this. They all sent me squares. And so it took me a while to put the squares together because I had literally everything on the hook. And so one by one, it got done. And then of course I put my own little border on the blanket here. I used Red Heart Super Saver Mexicana, which I think is a perfect touch to such a wonderful blanket because it has all the colors. So there's that. So I wanted to feature this blanket on this particular episode because it's just what I decided to do at the last minute. So anyway, I am going to be using Juniper Shrub Big Twist with a 6mm prim hook. So no rhyme, no reason. I just decided that this was the hook that I was going to use for this particular project. Now I am going to be making a beanie. I'm going to start there and see where that takes me. I believe that's probably all the time we will have, but if I get bored, I may put us on a brief pause. I may pull another project. I do have several whips in the squirrel's nest that I can pull from, but I am super inspired right now, friends, and I wanted to be able to create. So yeah, I need to make sure I'm taking notes as I go. So I am going to chain 4 and just finish writing my notes here. Slip to first chain. Okay. Now I won't be giving you guys the play-by-play because again, I'm creating as I go. So what I say might not actually be the end result. Anyway, so how are all of you? I hope you guys are all well. I'm curious to know what you guys have on the hook for me. I'm always wondering, I'm always inquisitive. I'm very, very curious because I'm constantly inspired by many, many things. And one of the things that I'm inspired by are just random pieces of projects, whether it's the colors used in a project or a work in progress or even a UFO that's been sitting around and someone took a picture of it. Totally inspired by that because why not? I mean, I've had several UFOs just sit around and take up space, and then all of a sudden I regained my interest because of something I saw, and I decided to pull it and start working on it. And yeah, so that's great. Let me go ahead and get these stitches in here very quickly. Anyway, so these Whipping It with Juan sessions are great for me. It's up there. It's one of my one of my favorites, Whipping It with Wands, as well as my podcast episodes. I love Whipping It with Wands because as I create, I just have tons of things to talk about. I don't know why. I just love talking while I crochet. I like being a crochet buddy for those who need someone. And so I don't know about you guys, but for me, crochet is a very lonely thing unless we create an environment that prevents that from happening. So I know in the squirrel's nest, I spend most of my time here alone, and being able to turn the camera on and create a space where we now have company is kind of at the forefront. And I know there's many people out there that really enjoy having a crochet buddy, having company. So if that is something that you're interested in, I do have an entire playlist of Whipping It with Wands. Feel free to check all of that out. You can just play them just so that you have company. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to be doing a lot of that as well because I'm creating. So there's that. Slip to first stitch. Perfect. Okay. Anyway, I am wearing my, well, it was supposed to be a cardigan. So when I first created this, I made this before I started my channel. And let's just say I'm not the same person I was. I was a lot heavier. And this here was a 5X or a 6X. I can't remember. It's 5 or 6X. And I'm currently a large/extra large. But I'm telling you all this because I was going to do a giveaway. I was going to give this away. And then I put it on during one of my lives. And the audience said, Juan, you need to keep that because it fits nice as a coat. So I'm wearing this as, you know, just a coat, something to keep me warm around the house. And it is super comfortable. And, you know, I looked at myself in the camera, in the mirror, and I said, you know what? I'm going to keep this. This is one of my first makes, you know, prior to starting my channel. And I didn't use a pattern for this. And it came out amazing. So I'm going to hold on to it. And I figured, why not wear it for this Whipping It with Juan session? Because it is super, super cold outside. I do have the fireplace going. But even with the fireplace going, there's still a little chill in the air, and I figured, why not put this on? So, is it cold where you guys are? I'm sure it's 70 degrees somewhere on this earth, but not here. It feels like 0 degrees outside right now. No snow at the moment, but it feels like it could precipitate at any moment. I can't see it because it's dark as all get out there. Anyway. Let me go ahead and take care of this. Anyway, so what do you guys have on your hook? I'm very curious. Sound off in the comments. Tell me what is on your hook. If you want to show me, you can show me over at my Facebook group. I have a group. It's called Juan the Yarn Addict and Friends. It is a private group. You need to answer a few questions and the admins will let you in. It is a place where we share our makes. We take photos of whips, finished objects, UFOs, and all the things in between. And we offer words of encouragement and support. And it's a great sense of community over there. So if that is of interest to you, please head on over there and consider joining the group. You won't be sorry. It is a very, very good group to be in. And obviously, I'm in there, I look at all the makes, and I get super inspired. And I would imagine that you guys would get super inspired as well by seeing all the different works of art in there. And it's not just crochet. I am a yarn addict, so if it has anything to do with yarn, I am all about it. So you name it, if it's got yarn, come on over. I would love to have you over there. So, as of late, I've been trying to get my hands into different things like the drop spindle and playing with fluff and knitting and crow knitting, where you have that double-ended crochet hook and you're not turning your work, you're literally just going back and forth. I only have one of those, And I did try it recently, and I will be perfectly honest with you, I am not good at it, but I feel like anything else with practice, you will get better, you know? So I look forward to that day. To be proficient, you know? I'm not looking to be perfect at every discipline of the fiber arts, but I want to be proficient. I want to be able to pick up a Tunisian hook and be able to work the stitches at my leisure, however I want to work them up, and know exactly what it is that I'm doing. But I will tell you, my first passion is crochet. That will never fade into the distance. I absolutely love the art of crochet. I will always love the art of crochet. And it comes from a sentimental place. If you've been following my journey, you know it has everything to do with my grandmother and my aunt. And so that's kind of why I keep it at the forefront. It is my connection to them, even though they're not here with me anymore. But that was the springboard. So crochet is kind of what got me involved in the fiber arts. And so once, you know, I immersed myself into it, I then dug into different disciplines. Now, my aunt, who was well versed in pretty much all of the disciplines, she took some time out of her day to teach me a little bit about this and a little bit about that. So Tunisian, entrelac, I learned from her. She also taught me how to do a simple cast on with knitting. She taught me how to throw. So, you know, I am a right-handed knitter, a left-handed crocheter. So yeah, now the funny thing is my aunt was a right-handed crocheter and a right-handed knitter. I have no idea how she did that, but more power to her when she was doing it. But for me, I'm a left-handed crocheter, right-handed knitter. I'm not continental. I am an English style knitter. And yeah, I really do enjoy knitting as well. I never thought I'd say those words, but I do enjoy knitting. Yes, I do. And it's very, very peaceful for me, you know, especially when my hands get sore from crocheting, because when I crochet, I can crochet for hours on end. And at the end of my crochet sessions, I'm like, my hands are sore, but I can jump onto those knitting needles and not feel that sense of soreness that I did when I had the hook in my hand. So it's a different feeling, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I absolutely love it. Anyway, so this beanie that I'm creating here, I have no idea how it's going to turn out, but this is my process. You know, I sit here usually with Aaron, Red Heart Super Saver Aaron, and I will play around with stitches, and I will, you know, frog it back, and I will try a different hook, and I will try a different stitch until I find something that I really enjoy. And then once I see something I like, I will go ahead and put it on paper. Once I put it on paper, it's going to be a thing, you know? So we'll see if this becomes a thing. Now, my Sleigh Ride Slouchy crown has a really fun crown to it because it involves double crochet crosses. And so I really like the way that looks, that texture, the way that the stitches just lay on top of one another. So I'm including it into this one here, just because I really enjoyed making that crown. It's fun and unique. It's a little different. And with this green yarn, Juniper Shrub, I think it's very fitting. So why not, right? Anyway, I cannot believe 48 sessions of WIPn It with Juan. I look back and I'm like, wow, did I ever think that I would have this many? No, not at all. I didn't even think people would respond to this. But the fact that so many have, and they actually enjoy having a crochet buddy, just sitting with them, gabbing at the gums, just, you know, enjoying the company, is something that's really blowing me away. I really, really do appreciate the fact that so many people respond positively to this. And yes, it's inspiring. It keeps me wanting to record videos and work on projects and things. Maybe someday I'll have all of my whips caught up. If I do enough Whipping It with Juan sessions, maybe I'll get caught up. It's so fun. Now, for some reason, actually, it's not curiosity or anything. I know what I'm about to say. Like, I know the answer. So when I'm in the squirrel's nest and when I'm in the studio, whenever I'm around natural fibers, for some reason, and I've mentioned this several times, I get all stuffed up. Does anyone else get that way? Do you guys get all stuffed up when you're around natural fibers? I think for some reason, it just happens to me. Now, there's one exception, alpaca. For some reason, when I'm around alpaca, I don't get stuffy. It's perfectly fine. I can sniff it and I don't get stuffy. But when I'm around natural wool, I get very stuffy for some reason. I don't know why that is. I really do like working with wool, and I'm hoping it's not a wool allergy, and I'm hoping that tons of people get all stuffy from wool as well. I'd be heartbroken if I found out I had a wool allergy. Can you imagine? A yarn channel, someone who loves wool. I love wool. Even the scratchy kind, the itchy, I love it. I like all the wool. And then to have a doctor or someone tell me, Juan, I do apologize, but you have a wool allergy. I would be devastated, beyond words. I don't know how I would be able to handle that. Are any of you guys allergic to wool? And if so, how did you handle being told you were allergic to wool, especially if you really enjoy the wool? Like, how does that even compute? I don't know how I'd be able to handle that. Oh, that would hurt my heart. Oh no, I don't know how I'd handle that. Nope. Sorry, friends. It's not going to be a thing. I'll have to tell the doctor, you know what? I'm going to have to take something whenever I'm around the wool. If I have to take a pill every day to be able to be around my wool, I will do that. Yes, I will. Now, a little fun fact about me is I am allergic to pet dander. I have a huge allergy to pet dander. So whenever I'm around animals, I do have to take Allegra. And I've always had to take some sort of pill like that. So when I had my first dog, his name was Pee-wee, by the way. He was a Chihuahua. His name was Pee-wee. I had to take, I believe it was Benadryl. Was it Benadryl? I had to take something. One pill a day. I can't remember exactly what it was. But then as I got older, I went to Claritin, I went to Zyrtec, and Allegra. Yep. And I don't mind doing it. Don't mind at all, because I am a pet lover. I do love pets. And I can't see myself saying no, I can't be around pets because I have an allergy. To me, I'll do whatever I have to do, you know? Cats, dogs, it doesn't matter. I just love them. But yes, I'm allergic to their dander, severely. So, yeah. I think, I just wondered, like, how did I get there? You ever have a conversation, right? And then you wonder, wait a minute, how did this conversation get there? We weren't even talking about that. And so I just felt like that for just a second because we were talking about a wool allergy. And then all of a sudden, yeah. Me and my tangents. So I do have my cup of coffee here. I have this wonderful purple mug that was gifted to me by a viewer of the channel. Yes, I really do need all this yarn in wonderful purple. Love that. And on the inside here, I have Dunkin' Donuts hazelnut coffee with caramel macchiato creamer and 2 equals to boot. So yeah. To all of you coffee drinkers out there, isn't it great when you have a nice hot cup of coffee and it tastes perfect? It's everything, you know? If you're a tea drinker and you have that perfect cup of tea, I'm sure you can relate. When you have that hot drink and it's cold outside and you have your yarn, have the fireplace going, it's perfect. Okay, back to work, Juan. We need to create. Let's get creating, friends. These things don't design themselves. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, I'm really enjoying this Juniper Shrub. I'm loving how vibrant the green is. I'll give you a close-up in just one moment. I want to be able to finish this rounds, but you know, the gift of gab does come with a caveat. Sometimes when you're gabbing intently, you forget where you were at in your work, you know? The round can last twice as long as it needs to be because, you know, the conversation was intense. We had some, you know, important topics to discover and discuss and all the things. So let me just go ahead and not wait until the end of the round and just show you how vibrant that green is. Doesn't that look nice? That's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And look at all that texture, you know? Nothing simple about this, but it's very easy, but it doesn't look easy, you know? And that's kind of what makes it interesting, is if you can put stitches together that look complex, but very, very easy to put together, it's gonna make you wanna do this, you know? So stay tuned. Anyway, I think Joann's hit this out of the ballpark this season with these colors. Now, last year, I mean, I don't even know what was going on last year with their yarn because they put out Halloween yarn. They did not make enough for it to go around. Many people didn't have a chance to get any of that yarn. I know that I searched high and low for any parts of last year's yarn, could not find any. And then Christmas came and you might as well just forget about it. Whatever they had wasn't even in existence, you know? And so this year, the moment I noticed they had the yarn, I went and did what I had to do what I had to do, you know? I went there, I grabbed my yarn, and then through making regular visits, I actually caught the Christmas yarn when the store manager was loading the shelves. I said, hi. She says, hey. I said, is that the Christmas yarn? She says, yes. I said, yes, please. She's like, excuse me? I said, yes, please. Can I have that? So I made sure to grab some of the yarn because I wanted to be able to feature it on the channel, you know? And at the time that the store manager was loading those shelves with this Christmas yarn, it was on sale for $2.99 a skein, but then there was 20% off of the online pickup. So what I did was I bought some for the $2.99 and then placed an online order for, you know, the remaining portion of my order so that I could take advantage of the 20% off. Now, I could have just ordered everything online, but I wanted some insurance. I needed an insurance policy because if I walked away from that store manager at the time and placed everything online, I was taking a chance in receiving a notification that I wasn't getting anything because it was sold out. And so to avoid that, I said at the very least, I'm going to purchase this at the $2.99 just in case I don't get what I placed an online order for. So luckily enough, I was able to receive everything that I ordered. So yes, I have enough Christmas yarn to last me this Christmas and next Christmas, and maybe the Christmas after that. But what I think I'm going to do is maybe include some of this yarn in giveaways. So spread the cheer and all the things in between. So be on the lookout. When I go live, I do show and shares, and I did raid my stash for this past live. And it was so much fun going through my stash and saying to myself, would this be good? Would this be good? I really enjoy doing that. So I may do that with the Christmas yarn, maybe right before Christmas. Who knows? Anyway, I just finished the round finally. Look at how beautiful that looks. That's so nice. Very, very nice. Love this yarn so far. And so, yeah. Anyway, I don't know what round I'm on, but I just know from making this pattern, I guess 3, 4, 5 times now, that, wait, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm on round number 5. Okay, perfect. Oh, Juan. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We're going to carry up that front post. Perfect. So are you guys ready for this holiday season? Are you ready for the cold weather? If this is what you receive, maybe you're in the lower hemisphere. Are you ready for summer? I don't even know what it's like to have a hot Christmas. I'm very curious. If you're in the southern hemisphere, what is it like? Do you guys do the Christmas trees? Do you guys do all the same things that we do up here? I'm very, very curious. I mean, I can go online and look, but I'd like to interact with the audience. So tell me the things. What are your traditions if they're not similar to ours in the northern hemisphere? I'm very curious. And you know, what do you guys not do that you see us do? You know? So I'm very curious about all of that as well. Now for us, December is usually a very cold month, and you know, it's the full run of the gambit. So one day the sun will be out and everything will be thawed out and nice, and the next minute the sun is nowhere to be found. It's gray, it's gloomy, it's dark, there's precipitation happening, everything turning to ice, everything's an ice skating rink outside. Yeah, we get all the things here depending on where you live. You know, and for me, I am in what's called the Mid-Atlantic region. I'm literally the state that is the dividing line. So all the states above me are considered like the northeastern sector of the United States. Delaware on down is kind of like the Mid-Atlantic region, and then you get into like the Georgia and the Floridas, and that's kind of like the southeast. Southeast. But yes, Mid-Atlantic. I still feel we get the same kind of weather as the Northeast because the temperature variation isn't off by much, but we get the snow, we get the sleet, the hail, the ice, and all of that here. And I think the further down you go, obviously you get less of it, but the weather's been so extreme as of late that I feel like regardless of where you're at, you're getting something. You're getting something. And I think this winter is going to be a very cold winter for many, many people. But it gives us just cause to stock up on yarn, grab your hooks, and get hooking. Do all the projects, you know? So, yeah, super excited about that. Winter actually is my second favorite season behind fall. Fall, I love fall. I love the pumpkin spice. Yes, I'm sorry, I am one of those folks who loves all the pumpkins. I love pumpkin spice lattes. I like pumpkin pie with the whipped cream and the nutmeg sprinkled on the top with the vanilla ice cream on the side. All the things with fall. I really, really enjoy the apple cider. Let's see, what else do I like? I like going to the farms and doing the hay rides through the pumpkin patch and all the things. Yeah, that's so much fun. Anyway, and then of course there's Halloween. I mean, come on now, Halloween, right? It's the one day of the year where you can be all kinds of creative and turn yourself into anything you want to be just for a day, and just have a good time with a bunch of other people that do the exact same thing for 24 hours. It's so much fun. So this year, I mean, I went all out. This year for Halloween, I was Juan the Yarn Addict. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine the look on everyone's face when I came into work with Juan the Yarn Addict on my t-shirt, and I had a bag of yarn and I had all my hooks. Yes, I had a beanie that said all the things. My friend Diana gave it to me last year. I had it on. And yeah, it was so good. They said, "What are you supposed to be?" I said, "I'm a yarn addict. Can't you tell? I have a whole bag of yarn. I have a bag of hooks. I have all the things on my forehead. And my t-shirt says Juan the Yarn Addict. That's what I am for Halloween." It was so good. Yes, I was. I was Juan the Yarn Addict for Halloween. I didn't get any treats. No tricking, no treating. It was just all in good fun. I went to work. We had a good time. Yeah, And then I came home and then I recorded videos and I got to actually be Juan the Yarn Addict again. Yes, anyway, I really enjoy Halloween because you can turn yourself into anything you want, but then, you know, of course, at the stroke of midnight, you know, everything just turns back to normal and the next day is as if it never happened, which is super, super nice. So there's that. I was going to say Cinderella the pumpkin, but the words just could not come to my brain fast enough. But that's fine. That's what happens when you drink a bunch of caffeine, you know? Your brain moves faster than your mouth, and it just doesn't come out the way it should. Okay, so my crown is done. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? All the stitches and all the places and all the things, and this is the back. Super, super nice. We love Juniper Shrub. So good. Anyway, so where do we go from here, Juan? I love it. Okay. So I have 60 stitches in the round. And where do we go from here? Okay, so this is where I have to do trial and error. I gotta pick a stitch, I gotta stick to it, try it out, see what it looks like. If I don't like it, I frog it. If I do like it, I write it down, I continue on, and cross my fingers that everything goes as planned. So, where do we go from here? I want to try something different. So, there are stitches in between the double crochet crosses. Do I do a spike? I can do a spike. I can do an iris stitch 2 rows down and bring it up and do a front post. So stitch multiple of an iris stitch is 5 stitches. It's 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. We can do that because stitch multiple of 5 times 12 is 60 stitches. I have 60 stitches in the round, so that's an option. Tons of options here. But what I don't want to do is something simple, basic. I want fast, fun, easy, and interesting. That's what you want. Fast, fun, easy, interesting. It looks complicated, but not really. Leaves people curious. So I think what I'm going to do is in between these 2 double crosses, I'm going to do the iris stitch. I'm going to do 2 double crochets. No, actually, I'm going to do 2 extended double crochets, chain 1, 2 extended double crochets. Yeah, or what about trebles? I'm feeling, let me see. Let's do 2 trebles. Let me see, 2 trebles, chain 1, and then 2 trebles again. Doesn't hurt to try. Huh. Okay. Let's see, I've never done this before in a beanie. A treble iris stitch right out of the crown. Interesting. The only fallback to this is the big stitches creates bigger holes. I mean, technically it's going to work because the stitch count, it works, but it's too holy. That would be perfect for warmer weather, like with a cotton or a cotton blend, but not for the winter. So we need to frog this back. I need something more dense, something more put together, something more warm. So I think what I'm going to do is a knotted half double crochet for the round, because I'm not increasing anymore. So I'm going to do a knotted half double. Let's see the things. Actually, let's do this and let's do this. Yes, that's a very dense stitch. Yes, knotted half double crochet. That is a very dense stitch. But see, the fact that like you go into the stitch that you just came out of kind of reinforces the fact that there will be no holes. It's very solid, very dense, very thick. And it's going to be perfect for cold weather. And by all things, yeah, this is nice. Yep. So I think we're going to do that. This will be part of the stitch sequence here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a stitch sequence and repeat it until we get to an appropriate length to be able to finish it off and do a brim. So I think that's what we're going to do. We'll see. Yeah, I do like this a lot. And it flows. This knotted half double crochet, I mean, you're literally just picking up loops and then you're going through everything you're picking up. So it can go very quickly. You just have to make sure that your tension is correct. If your tension's off, then you're going to get caught onto your yarn and things, as you see me doing, because I'm trying to pull yarn out of a skein. So it's okay. Love that for us. Anyway, now one of these times I'm going to challenge myself to see if I can finish just a basic double crochet beanie in one WIPn with Juan session. I think I can do it. I think I can actually do it before the end of a WIPn with Juan session, because it's just double crochet, you know. But I don't know for sure unless I try it, you know. Who knows, I may not be able to do it. But I'm going to put myself to the test to see if I can do that. And if I can, I think that's going to be amazing, because when I don't have anything else to put on the hook, which will probably be like never, I will always have something to put on the hook. But who knows, you know? Let's see. We're going in the stitch we came out of. Perfect, perfect. Now, one of the whips that I do need to bring to the WIPn with Juan sessions are my hexagons. So I consider projects that you do not touch for 2 weeks or longer UFOs. They just sit there. You haven't touched them in 14 days. They're UFOs, right? So my hexagons, for a little while there, became UFOs until recently, and I started working them again. And I made the decision, based off of how many colors of variegated yarn I have, I need to make 4 hexagons with every colorway that I have in order to get the appropriate amount of hexagons for my project, which by all accounts, I need 235 hexagons. So that's a lot of hexagons, but the only way I'm going to get there is if I kind of figure out that math. And so the math is 4 hexagons per cake, regardless of what it is. Whatever I've caked up thus far on the channel, I need to pull 4 hexagons from each cake. Now, once those hexagons are done, then I could take the balance of those balance of those cakes and throw them into other projects, which, as you probably have heard me say many times on this channel, I don't like to waste yarn. So whatever I can transform the balance of that yarn into is probably what I'm going to do. So there is that. How many stitches am I at? Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 44, 42. Okay, so we're well on our way. It's not pulling in by any means, and it's probably because it's a very, very thick stitch. That's fine. I'm good with it. We're going to continue until we get to the end of the round. And you know what? I'm probably going to work the rounds and frog it back. I have a habit of doing that. I'll get like halfway through the beanie and I'll be like, you know what? I'm not liking how this looks. I need to pull this back. So that's probably what I'll wind up doing. I mean, until I find something that I really enjoy, yes, that's probably what's going to wind up happening. And that's okay. I don't mind. So yes, once this is done, I will probably try to figure out a partner for this project. So like a hat and a scarf, or a hat and a shawl, you know. I think that would be really nice to have like a pairing, especially for winter. You know, of course you have the option of making one or the other, but you know, I think for those who would want to make both, at least it'll be there for them. So I'm just trying to think of that as being one of the options. So, very, very nice. Okay. So this is the round of knotted half double crochets. Very, very nice. I like the way that looks. That's super, super nice. So I think for this round here, I'm gonna go with half double crochets. Chain 2, go into the stitch you just came out of, and 1 half double crochet in each stitch for the round. I just remembered, I can always watch the video back and write down the recipe. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I mean, that's the whole point of having a video, right? I can just replay it back and write down the recipe and have it ready for anyone who wants the recipe, or to watch, or you know, any of the things. So good. I wonder, how often should I do these WIPn It with Juan sessions? How often would you guys like to see new ones? Sound off in the comments and tell me. There is no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious. Once a week, once a month, once a day. I'm very curious, because I feel like this. If I make the videos and people watch them, I will continue making them. But if I make them and no one watches them, then maybe we need to think about something else, you know? And I'm okay either way. So you guys sound off in the comments. You guys let me know what you guys think. If this is something that you guys would like to see more often, or about the same, or whatever, let me know. I'm very curious. I cannot believe how many rounds I got done in one session of WIPn It with Juan. So good. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. That's good. That's actually very good. Now, if my beanie doesn't come to fruition, what I'm probably going to do is do a standard beanie and join on the side and scrunch it at the top. I do have a backup idea if this beanie doesn't come to fruition. I'm really rooting for it. I'm really hoping that it does, but we shall see. I just want to make sure that what I put together makes sense, easy, fast, and fun, you know? So there is that. I'm going to finish this round and then I'm going to call it. So as I mentioned in the beginning, please don't forget to hit the like button if you like this. Please share this with people you know who might like something like this, of course. And then, of course, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I do all the things on my channel. We do WIPn It with Wands like this. We do coffee and cake. We make yarn cakes. I go live multiple times a week. And I also do yarn reviews and tutorials. I do a bunch of other things. So if any of that is of interest to you, please give me a shot and consider subscribing. Okay? So I am going to wrap this up, friends. Thank you so much for allowing me to be in your home, to be a crochet buddy with you for about 45 minutes to an hour. I deeply appreciate it. So for now, that is all from me. And until next time, take care, friends. Bye.